get asked all the time, people that come into here at Dash Off-Road and 4x4 DNA, on the phone, on Facebook, on YouTube, I've just bought a Y62 Patrol, what exhaust shall I get? Well, this is my answer, and it depends. Exhausts are different for different people, and it's very subjective about volume, drone, all those sorts of things. I can tell you though, there are, we've taken an approach of building a bunch of exhausts that can pretty much get a sound and price point for whatever you want. Alright, here we go. Before I tell you about all these options, let's talk about the whole system just so you understand it. We've got the engine, it makes power and noise. Then it comes out of the factory headers and it's got a welded catalytic converter on it. There's a sensor before and after that catalytic converter that measures whether that cat's doing its job. And then there's a second catalytic converter after that. That's just for emissions and it's not measured. It can be removed if you wanted to, or put a high flow cat in. Then we have the midsection, so that's going from the back of the first cat basically to where the diff is at the back, and then we've got the tail piece that goes over. All right. Now you understand that, we can talk about the different exhausts that are available. So the first one, dash midsection, the dash zero. This is designed for the Patrol owner that doesn't really want it too loud. It's like that entry level for volume. It does have zero drone. It's fantastic at that. Little asterisk, drone is subjective. But this, if you want the quietest exhaust you can kind of get without drone, that's where you start. It's for people that are towing, worried about kids in the back. Maybe the partner isn't a big fan of loud exhaust. This is what you start with.
Dash zero midsection, 0 to 100.
Come back and you want something a little bit louder, you can either add on to the dash zero or you can get the full catback dash zero system. So that's from the catalytic converter, the midsection and the tail section. And the difference between the midsection and the full catback, essentially the more you rev it, the louder it gets. With the midsection only, you get that nice lumpy idle. It revs up to about 3,000, but then the sound level just cuts off. It doesn't really get any louder. When you have the whole catback system, the volume just keeps linearly increasing and it screams at the top end. It sounds amazing. Check out my latest Navara VK56 build if you want to see dash zero on a VK56 Navara. Let's say that still isn't loud enough. There is another way to get another 20% volume out of your dash zero, and that's to do a cat delete. So that's, like I was saying earlier, the second cat isn't measured, so it doesn't throw any codes or anything like that, but it will give you more volume, if that barking, if that's what you're after. It does start to drone when you do this second and third option, so just keep that in mind. But it gets louder. If you want louder again, it's essentially a Manta system like this one here, where they cut the whole middle section muffler out and just put a hot dog in. Although that's when you start to get some of that thong slap sort of sound or raspiness. Some people like it, some don't. Lastly, and this is more for not working towards a price point, because everything I've talked about up to now is an aluminized steel. So it's still like an aluminium inside and out for corrosion protection, and it's a cost-effective way of making exhaust, and it will last, I don't know, 5-10 years. There's another way of making exhaust with stainless steel, and then they're going to last much longer, probably 10 plus years, 10-20 years. And there's different levels of stainless steel too. There's 409, which is what your factory exhaust would be made out of, a 304, which is a high grade premium, but doesn't have the same thermal stress properties. So when you're heat cycling, getting hot and cold like these petrol V8s do, 304 isn't always the best. And then there's 441. So that has more chrome in the metal or in the stainless steel, looks a bit shinier, but the reason we do it is for thermal cycling. So that's the one that isn't going to get cracked, isn't going to rust, will take thermal stresses. And this is what we've made the new Samurai exhaust out of. So the Samurai doesn't have a Y pipe like this one here. It's got an X pipe, so the gases can interact, because my theory about thong slap is when you've got two banks coming down, one bank is longer than the other, and when they interact at a Y-piece, if you don't have a really good muffler, you get that thong slap sound. So if we have the two pieces interacting through an X pipe, the gas is mixed up, it allows them to catch up with each other before it goes into the muffler, and you get a beautiful sound. We've made the muffler as short as possible, so it's as loud as possible, but not getting the thong slap. Twin in, twin out, and we do that so you've got an amount of gas coming in. I think it should leave it the same way as it with twin out at the same time, and it means we're not getting that extra pressure at the back of the muffler over the diff and out. What's left is an amazing design exhaust. Everything's not made to a price point, it's made to the premium, the best we can do. Thicker flanges, the bolt and nut kits for all of these exhausts have got cone nuts in them, and that's what we believe in. It's going to be the best type of exhaust for your Y62. Now, if you've got any questions, leave a comment below, or even better, we've got a little message where you can message me on our website, and we can talk you through what is the best exhaust for your Y62.